Sunday morning program when I was on the dais, it was in conformity with my thoughts. Those who follow my writing, one of the phrase I keep writing is, in our country or in any country, science, society, culture and spirituality has to go hand in hand if you want to see the prosperity through the sustenance of natural resources. Today on the dais we had a spiritual leader, we have an educationist, and of course science, and the integration of all this, and also the way it was communicated to the audience. Probably if you take this message forward, certainly it helps in sustaining the resources. Today we are in a critical period. We do not know how we are managing our resources. As an educationist, my urge to all of you is to teach your children the environmental concepts in a true way. Do not ask geography teacher to teach the environmental science. The essence of environmental science, if they understand it, they become a stalwart. For example, if you look at a simple food chain, where you see that the food is synthesized by producers, the plants, using solar energy and taking away the carbon from the atmosphere, which gives the oxygen to us, and that food is eaten by the next level. And if you look at that, as it moves from producer to consumer, there is an energy and material transfer happens. That is what we teach in principles of thermodynamics. The law of entropy, when it moves from one level to other level, there is a loss of energy. That is the law of entropy we talked about. Then whatever is left in the system gets converted into elemental form by bacteria and fungi. If biology teachers are here, I am sure they will appreciate what I am saying. And if you look at the ecosystem, there is nothing called waste. But where do you see the waste? As I was traveling from my institute to this institute, on the roads, I was seeing the heaps of waste. I always feel that I see waste where waste people are there. What is waste people? They have affinity to the synthetic materials and they do not know how to manage the resources. As a teacher, as an educationist, if you can put the seeds of the knowledge into the minds of the end mind, you will see the flowers. The seed is nothing but you have to just tell the children, respect mother at home. When they respect mother at home, they will also respect mother earth. And when they start respecting mother earth, we have a responsible view for our society, for our country. That's what my country requires, responsible citizens. And as an educationist, as a researcher, it is our job to train and to bring the talent out of these youngsters. Let us not restrict ourselves to the school books. Let us move beyond that. When you also bring the concept from our scriptures, from our literatures, irrespective of which community you belong. I have gone through the Bible, which talks about nature conservation at least 320 times. That's what I keep telling my colleague Sarah. Then, if you look at Quran talks of imminent war if you pollute the water. That's why, to bring the awareness among the people, if you go to Dargah, there will be well. You have to pull out the water and clean your feet and finger with that water, then only you can enter the Dargah. They thought that if you practice that there at Dargah, you will practice at home and also in the community. Look at the scriptures which I follow. Bring out the linkage between the water, children and trees. If you have a well at home, you are wealthy. That's in Sanskrit, but I will tell you in English. If you have a well at home, you are wealthy. 10 wells are equal to 1 lake. 10 lakes are equal to 1 reservoir. 10 reservoirs are equal to one child, 10 children are equal to one tree. You know, when I write an article, I write it the other way. You know, when we cut a tree, we are removing our own children, 10 children. You see, that becomes so powerful. You might ask how effective it is. You know, 3 years or 2 years back, a forest officer come to my office. Whenever people come, because I work in the area of environment, naturally people who are agitated will come to my room. So I asked them to relax for a while. And I saw tears in this gentleman's eyes. He's a forest officer. I asked him what happened. My room is so inhospitable. He said, room is good, but you are. I thought, okay, that is good. As a teacher, my job is to bring the awareness. Then I asked him, what happened to you? He pulled out my article from his bag, put it on my table. He said, you are responsible for my problem. I said, how? I don't write article against the individuals, but I write against the system or to bring awareness in the people. Then he told me, sir, you have written an article saying that when I cut a tree, I am murdering 10 of my children. Now, road winding is happening in Jaimahal Road, where I have to remove 179 trees. If I remove that 179 trees, tomorrow you will write an article saying that I have murdered 1,790 children. See the thing. And he said that if I don't do it, then I will lose the job. I want the solution. Then I told him, nearby there is a vacant land. Let us get that vacant land and do the planting. And let us also take up the transplantation. You know, that is what is the message we have to give. Development has to happen, but development is not at the cost of the environment. You know, that today, the city of Bangalore, I am sure Santosh will understand and agree with me, the oxygen deficiency is there in the city. You know, when we breathe, we go out the carbon dioxide to an extent of 540 to 980 grams per person per day. And per hectare of tree removes about carbon about 6 to 9 tons per year. By that ratio, every human being who are in Bangalore or in any part of the globe requires 7 or 8 trees. When I looked at how many trees are there in Bangalore, it is 1.5 million trees and population is about 9.5 million. That is a stable population. Otherwise, we are about 1.2 or 1.4 crores. If I take the ratio of that, we have for 7% one tree. The reverse of what I was telling. For every person, 7 or 8 trees are required. That because, we get oxygen from the tree. We do not have oxygen. The city is oxygen deficiency. And look at the way we have concretized the city. There has been an increase of 1,078% concrete areas in the city. The city of Bangalore of 740 square kilometers had 68% green cover in 70s and less than 7% was the buildings. And today 86% under building and only about 3% is under vegetation. Because of that, we have the oxygen deficit. Another problem we are facing is the groundwater, the scarcity. 40% of our water demand comes from the groundwater. Because of the paved surfaces, there is no groundwater recharge is happening. Coupled with that, we are over-exploiting the groundwater. And we face a severe water crisis in the city. Because of that, in the last summer, you might ask me, what is the hope? See, when you rejuvenate the lake, you will get the groundwater. You might ask, what is the fruit? Saraki Lake was rejuvenated. I was a member of that committee. Within a year of desilting and rejuvenating the lake, groundwater table went up by 320 feet. And this summer, when the entire city was facing the water crisis, there was enough water in the lake, in the Saraki Lake, and surrounding area groundwater table was less than 500 feet. And because of that, high moisture content, temperature in the region was 2 degrees lower, whereas the other part of the city was facing a severe heat waves in the day. See, now we have a solution. We need to replicate that. We need to do that. That is where enterprising the people are required in the system. There is a lake nearby. I request and I urge Dr. Santosh Koshys to adapt that lake and rejuvenate the lake. That is the best service we can do it to the society, because thousands of people get benefit of the groundwater. I would like to see that happening soon, and I have been coming to this institution for the last 3 or 4 years now, and I hope that Mr. Koshys will take it forward and see that the lake is rejuvenated. Cost is not a matter. If there is a will, there is a way to do it. Let us give clean water to everyone. That's my message to all of you. And clean air. That's what the Article 21 of the Union Constitution says. That's what I have been working for. Okay, I have stalled the declaration happening in some of the places, and I have been successful in that. But still, I know how to survive. That can happen only with the scientists. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would